Good evening, this is Riley Kies reporting for SBC, the Seattle Broadcasting Company. Wait. Whoops. Alright, let me fix that. Alright. Let me staff. Am I already staffed? Okay. Tonight's matchup is the Diablos Rojos versus the Boston Bengals, as we are in the city of Mexico City. And looking at the stadium, pretty bland, but we're looking for a good matchup. Spring training, game 1 of the season. Exciting game 1. I don't know much about these two teams, but I feel like we'll probably know a little more after this game, depending on what happens. SBC is brought to you by SCSN. Oh, I gotta pull up the scoreboard on my phone. Hold on. Pardon. There it is. Alright, here as we get started, bringing EE Godzilla to the plate with as Aiden _1110 takes the mound to start game 1 of this spring training. Yep, that one. Oh shoot, I pulled up the wrong one. Alright. Close that. It's a night game here in Mexico City, as we are about ready to get the first pitch underway in just a few seconds, as people are taking their positions. EE Godzilla ready in the box. Lefty up first. First pitch of the spring training. Did I take that off, or? As we're still waiting. Alright, as Cool Calm Calx will take the mound instead of Aiden. He'll step off. And the first pitch will be underway eventually. He'll take the mound. And here comes the first pitch of spring training. It's swung on and missed for strike 1, 0-1 count on EE Godzilla. I don't know much about what these players did last year, but yeah. Here comes the second pitch. It is swung on and missed for strike 2, 0-2 count. Looking to get off to a hot start on the mound. The stretch, the deal is hit up the middle to the second baseman for out number 1 of the inning. Now here's Clisp with that for his first at bat of spring training. Looking to do good things. Spring training is showing your PM what you can do. So you obviously want to show good things. As here comes the first pitch of the at-bat, never mind. And the pitch is swung on a missed, aim breaker. 0-1 count, 1 away in the inning. I forgot to update the scoreboard. Calc steals. The pitch is popped up to the catcher. Catcher gets under it. It is Zool. And that will be the second out of the inning. Here comes a lurker. Alright, here comes the pitch. It's taken for strike one. And here comes the second pitch. It's taken outside for the first ball of the game. Here comes the third pitch. It's taken low for ball two. 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. It is swung on, and that will be the first hit of the game. On the third batter, it's Lurker with his first hit of spring training. Now here's Cause Take Flights. Interesting name. Boston has a runner on with 2 away. Let's see if they can do some damage. That's definitely what they want to do here. First pitch is taken for strike one on the bottom left corner. Here comes the second pitch. It's taken inside. Ball one. It is unbelievably hard to update the scoreboard at the same time. As the third pitch is taken for strike two. 1-2 count. 2 away. 1 away from getting out of the inning. And here comes the pitch. Is swung on and hit to center field. It will be caught for the third out of the inning, bringing up the Rojos to hit. And here comes Aiden. 1-1-1-1. Whoa, voice crack. 0. Yeah, it's so hard to do this with the scoreboard. Holy shit. Alright. The pitcher for Boston will be. As we wait to see. Jeez. If he would step on the mound. And it will be Clips _177. Here comes the first pitch for Boston. It is taken for strike one. Oh, 1 count. Nobody out. First batter. And here comes the second pitch of the at-bat. It is hit well, foul for strike two. Um, 0-2 count on Aiden. Here comes the pitch. It's taken for ball one. Away. 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. It's popped on up to the pitcher. Easy catch for him. And that will be the first out of the inning. Here's okay. User 1, 2, and 3. I'm not gonna attempt that. And comes the first pitch. It's taken in the top right corner for strike one. Oh, 1 count. 1 away in the inning. This pitch is hit to first base. Should be an easy out. And it will be out number 2. And here's Zoozle. Rojos looking to pick up a hit. Here comes the first pitch for strike one. Oh, 1 count, 2 away in the inning, 7 pitches. Here comes the second pitch.
You're on the standby screen.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Then why is Morgana saying that?
Oh, I was. Oh my god. Oh man.
Yep.
Shh, it's okay. That's embarrassing. And that's strike 2. So I was just giving a podcast that whole time. All right.
Yeah, good radio cast.
Yeah, radio. It was radio. Yeah. 1-2 count. Did the guy already post it in the thing?
Yeah, it's how you posted it.
Here comes the fourth pitch. It's fouled off. Remains 1-2. Morgana's the go. Here comes the pitch. The is hit to left field, and it's down for a base hit. I had a bad camera angle on that. My fault. As who was that? That was Zoozle, I'm pretty sure, with the hit. And now here comes Cool Calm Calx. Had an interview on him yesterday. And he's using the clown stance. Interesting choice. Here comes the first pitch. He's thrown that pitch again. 4. Oh my god. Can you do the scoreboard for now, please? I can't do this.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. I'm struggling, sorry. Alright. 0-1 count, 2 away, 12 pitches. Here comes the second pitch. It's taken outside, 1-1. Bam. 1-1 count, 2 away. Runner on first for Calix. Here comes the pitch. It's taken 2-1. A good eye right now. He comes to a stretch. He'll deal. And it's fouled off far. That, oh my gosh. What is happening in that Rojos dugout? Alright. 2-2 count. 2 away. Calix bunt dancing. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off. Counter will remain 2-2. Because also I need to pull up the ads and stuff on my thing. Alright. Here comes the pitch. The deal is hit on the infield. It'll get down, and he's going to be safe at first for a base hit. First and second now for Cryptic. I feel like I've heard that name before. Here comes the pitch. It's hit to third. This should be the third out, and it will very much so be. As we wait, this broadcast is brought to you by Carl's Clam Chowder, the creamiest clam chowder in the Pacific Northwest. If the Rojos pitcher strikes out 12 batters, you get yourself a free bowl of creamy clam chowder. Carl's Clam Chowder. Clam chowder, lobster bisque, and house-made oyster crackers. And here we go, Clips stepping up to bat, the 7-hole. Calix waiting to pitch. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on a miss for strike 1. Pretty sure that's still Calx, yeah. Oh, to count, here comes the pitch, and he'll strike him out. Sorry about that, my father had come into the room. 1 away in the inning for Haysbad stepping up. Alright, here comes the first pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. One away for Haysbad. Here comes the second pitch. It's taken outside. 1-1. Swung on a miss for strike 2. 1-2 count. I'm eating dinner. My bad. Alright. Get your steps off. One two count. Calx in the stretch. The pitch is swung on and belted high and deep into the gap that could get caught. It'll get down. That's extra bases for sure. He'll slide into second safely for the first extra base hit of this game and of this spring training for these two teams. Here's him with the runner on second, 1 away. Calx looking to recover, and he'll get him on that one for strike 1. Swing. Here's the pitch. It's swung on a miss for strike 2. 0-2 count, 1 away. Here comes the third pitch. Is swung on a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout for Calx. Here's sports are cool. I agree. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 4 consecutive swinging strikes. I'm pretty sure. Here comes the pitch. And he'll take it for strike 2. That was 5 consecutive strikes. Here it comes. And that is 6 consecutive strikes to close out the last 2 batters and recover perfectly from that double he had given up. You're watching Diablos Rojos baseball on SESN, the Southside Electronic Sports Network. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Diablos Rojos baseball on the Southside Electronic Sports Network. Here's Universal. Here's the first pitch. It's swung on a miss for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Here comes the second pitch. It is swung on a miss for strike 2. We're seeing a lot of strikes in today's game. A 2 count. Here comes the third pitch. It's cut on a miss for strike 3. One away in the inning for J4. It's fouled off. Oh, 1 count, 1 away. Here comes the pitch. It is popped up the middle and the second mission. We'll get there for the second half. Updated scores from around the league. Nashville at Atlanta. Nashville leads 2-0. Top second after 2-run home run. Baltimore at Chicago. Ravens lead 2-0, entering the top of the second. And here comes I hate sushi. I disagree. I don't like it, but it's not that bad. 0-1 count. Take that pitch for strike one. Oh, 1 count, 2 away. Here comes the pitch. It's cut on a miss for strike two. Oh, 2 count. Here comes the third pitch. It's cut on a miss for strike three. Good inning of work. Zuzul will take the mound. Already switching pitchers. I guess it's spring training, so might as well. Here's Bobby Romy. Or. Here comes the first pitch. It's taken for strike one. A 1 count. Here comes the pitch. The deal is swung on a miss for strike two. As I've already said, strike heavy today. Some of these are definitely baits, I think, but just a lot of swinging strikes from both sides, I feel like. Here comes the third pitch. It is hit down. The third baseman picks it up, but it's not going to be in time. The runner's going to be safe at first. He runs that one out perfectly. Here's E.E. Godzilla. If I'm not mistaken, he is on my main league team this season. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike one. These pitchers are dealing today. Just couldn't get that one to first in time. Here comes the pitch. It's hit the first. This could be a possible 2-ball. He'll tag him for the first out, take it to first for the second out. That is a double play. There's Clisp. After that, really good play right there. Here comes the pitch. Taken, top left corner, for strike number one. 0-1 count, 2 away. 6 pitches in the inning. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike two. A 2 count, 2 away. Here comes the pitch. The deal is grounded. The pitcher gets that. The throw to first is the third out of the inning. And now here's Bryce is my daddy. The 9-hole today. And it looks like they're going to be switching pitchers, I think. No, they will not. Not Calcs. However, here comes the first pitch to Bryce my daddy. It's hit well, somewhat, and it will be caught for the out number one. As Aiden is coming to hit the leadoff man of today's game. Here comes the first pitch. It is taken. Aim breaker freezes him. Here comes the second pitch. It's taken for ball one. A good high. Here we go. 1-1 count. 1 away. 29 pitches in the third inning. Here's the pitch, fouled off. For strike number 2. Here comes the pitch. It's taken inside for 2-2. 2-2 count, 1 away. Here comes the pitch, and he freezes him. The check swing. He did not go around, but it's still a strike either way. Here's user 1-2-3. Last at bat, he grounded out.
Probably you gotta run the scoreboard. I'm going.
Alright. Here comes the first pitch. It's taken low for ball 1. Both pitchers dealing today. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. One count, 2 away. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on and hit well. Foul. For strike number 2. Switching to the righty's batter box mid at bat. Let's see if that fixes anything here. One-two count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Man. Can't seem to catch a grip. Here's a lurker. Had a single in this first at bat. Here we are in the top of the 4th. Here comes the first pitch to lurker, taken high for ball 1. One-oh count, the 1-0 pitch, taken for strike 1. 1-1 count, 10 pitches for what I think is what is that? I think that's clips, maybe. Not clips. Sorry. All right, 1-2 count. And I'll strike him out. For out number 1 of the inning, here comes Cause Take Flights. One away in the inning. After the strikeout, here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Here comes the second pitch. It's taken for ball 1. Good eye. Good eye, kid. 1-1 count. Comes the pitch. It's hit to third. Should be an easy play. Throw to first across the diamond is in time. Here's clips. Two away in the inning. Here comes the first pitch. It's taken for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It will be taken for strike 2. I keep forgetting to update the scoreboard. My bad. I'll do better. Yeah, this is good up for now, though. Yeah. 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 1-2-3 inning. There was we move to the bottom of the 4th. Score updates around the MLB. We have the Cleveland Guardians leading the Seattle Mariners 1-0. As I'll catch up on that later. As the Tigers lead the Astros 3-0. And I will get some more later. He's EE Godzilla taking the mound for Boston. Here comes the first pitch. It's popped on up down the line. Caught in fair territory. Doesn't matter. But still. Sits him down. Here comes Cool Calm Helps, who had a single in his last debut. The lefty steps into the box. 1 away in the inning. Here comes the pitch. It's taken outside, ball 1. One-0 count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's popped up to the second baseman. That will be the second out. As it now steps up, Cryptic, fielder's choice in his last debut. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and hit to first. That will be the third and final out of the inning. 0-0 going in to the top of the 5th inning. Quite the boring game so far. Really fast pace. For sure. Just give me 1 second. Alright, Bryce is my daddy. We'll take the the mound. And the top of the 5th inning. Here comes his first pitch to Hayes Bad. It's taken outside, low and away for ball 1. Hayes Bad 1 for 1. Here comes the pitch. It's hit foul. First baseman's not gonna get there. For strike 1, 1-1 count. Give me 1 second. I need to step off. Sorry. Alright. Yep, shit. Alright, sorry about that. Here we go. My bad. 2-1 count to Hayes Bad. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on and hammered to right field. It'll get down. The throw to 1's not going to be in time. That will be a single for Hayes Bad, who is 2 for 2 now today. Nice, solid hit. Here comes him. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 1. 0 for 1 today. Here comes the pitch. It's taken for strike 1. Check swung. 0-1 pitch. Incoming. Taken in the same spot, I think. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Runner on first. Nobody away. 6 pitches for Bryce. 0-2 pitch. Incoming. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. Sit him down on 3 pitches. And here's Sports Are Cool. Alright. 1 away. Runner on first. 7 pitches. Here comes the pitch. It is swung and fouled off for strike 1. Here comes the pitch. Taken for ball 1. Here comes the pitch. It is swung on and fouled off for strike 2. 1-2 count for Sports Are Cute. Oops. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and hit well into the gap. That's going to get down. He's running to third. Going for second. He can very well score here if he chooses. He's heading home. He'll stay at third for a beautiful one-out double. Second and third. Bryce is not having a good day on the mound so far, but there's always a chance to come back and fix what he's messed up. Here's Bobby Romy. Let's see if he can collect himself. Oops. Here comes the pitch. Taken for ball one. Oops, we gotta update things. Second and third. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. It's swung on a miss for strike one. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Bobby. It's swung and that's going to get through. That's going to score the first run of the ball game, possibly the second. He's going home. That's going to be a 2 RBI. What's going to be a double for Bobby. And that will get some runs on the board for Boston. And now steps in the pitcher right now, E.E. Godzilla, as they'll continue to let Bryce pitch in what does not look like a good contest for him. He'll step off for a second, regain his confidence possibly, or maybe switch out the pitcher. No, they're going to keep him on. Alright. Spring trading might as well. You got 0 for 2 today. Here comes the pitch. It's swung and hit. That's going to get down. Is the runner around third? He's going around third. He'll stay at third. His runners are at the corners with one away, bringing up Clisp. Boston's starting to really put the pedal on the metal here. 0-1 count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 2. Runners at the corners, as I've already said. Sorry. 0-2 pitch incoming. And it's hit to the shortstop, and it's gonna get past. What could have possibly just happened? He's gonna go for 3. No, he's not. He's gonna stay. That's an RBI single, which is probably going to be ruled as an error. Putting runners on first and second, making the score 3-0. And here's Jalen. I don't know how they scored that. But not that big of a deal right now whenever you're winning. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Bryce needs to find himself on the mound because that wasn't even his fault. But still, here comes the pitch. It's hit. That's going to get through. That's going to make the bases loaded because he's definitely not going to run there unless he's, a little bit slow. And now they're loaded for Cause takes flight. Big opportunity for Boston. And Vidami is going to take the mound, as they definitely should be subbing out Bryce, as he has kind of tossed us down the drain as far as I know today. And here comes the first pitch. I expected, never mind. Sorry, I thought he stepped on him. Well, he did, but here's what it is. Cause Kaz ready for the pitch from Vidami, I think. Let me double check that. Where's that Zog? Can we get some action here? Oh, okay. Oh, Universal Zog is going to take the mound instead of Vidami. One away, bases loaded, Kaz. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and missed. Whew. Here comes the second pitch of the at-bat. It's swung on and hammered. That's going to get down. That's going to score at least one. And he'll hold at third, and the bases will remain loaded as they just keep bumping up the score here. Here comes Clips. One away still. Bases loaded. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on and hammered. That's high. That's deep. Off the foul pole. Grand slam. Clips will hit the grand slam. That will very well possibly be the deciding factor for this game. Very clutch. He rounds the bases for a grand slam, boosting up their score to 8-0. Amazing. And they're going to replace him for Jordan. Nothing was really happening until the top of the fifth. And that very well may be the deciding factor just in the fifth inning. Here's 2 for 2. Hayes bad. It was wonderful. And here comes the first pitch. Taken for strike one. 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on and blasted. Not blasted. That'll get down though for another hit. They're just not letting up. Amazing. Runner on first now for Ronnie Yadiel. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a Mr. Strike one. Sorry, strike two. My fault. 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a Mr. Strike three. They'll finally get the second out of the inning, which has taken forever. Sports are cool up to hit. So far, based off of this game, Boston seems like they'll have a good chance to do big things this season. Here comes the first pitch. Strike one. A 1 count. 2 away. Here comes the pitch. Taken for ball one. Oops. One pitch coming in now. It's taken for strike two. Will he finally get out of this inning? He'll take a step out. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that'll sit him down swinging for strike three to end that terrible. As we finally go to the bottom of the fifth. As I thought that inning would never end. So, 8-0 off of the Clips grand slam. Sorry, off of all those RBIs backed up by that grand slam. Um, Here comes Aiden to the mound. I won't be updating the scoreboard for a second, sorry. Alright, 1-0 count on, what's his name, Aiden. Make that 2-0 there. See if we can get pitch around him. Here comes the third pitch. It's hit to the third baseman for out number 1. J4 steps in. He'll hit it to the shortstop for a quick and easy out number 2. These Rojos are just going down like dominoes. Here comes I Hate Sushi. First pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swung on a miss for 0-2. Here comes the pitch. It's taken outside for 1-2 count. He finally takes a pitch. And here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. As we now go to the top of the 6th. Bobby Romeo. Bobby up the hit. He's 2 for 2 today. I don't know if anything can top that last inning unless they do it all over again and add another run. Here comes the first pitch, taken inside, 1-0. Everything was going smooth for both sides until last inning. Swung on a miss for strike 1, where now things are just going smooth for Boston. 1-1 count, 1-1 pitch, swung on a miss for strike 2, making the count 1-2. Believe it or not. And here comes the pitch. It's fouled off. Count will remain at 1-2. Oh shoot. Here, the wind, the stretch, the deal. Freezes him for strike 3. 1 away in the inning. Godzilla. Up to hit, singled. Last inning, I believe. Here comes the first pitch. It's swung on and blasted. It's going to be to the left fielder, though. For out number 2. Seeming like a much quicker inning. Shaping up to be for Boston. Here comes the pitch. Taken. I don't know. Maybe he went around. It's strike number 1. We'll go with that though. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's hit to third base. Caught on the fly. Flipped it out. Bringing us to the bottom of the 6th. Swung on a miss for strike 1. That one's blasted down the line. It's gonna get down to throw to second as Bryce will get himself a hit. Here's first at bat of the game for PVB, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember seeing him earlier. Here comes the pitch. It's taken outside, 1-0. It's swung on him. Checks some guys around him, pretty sure. Strike one, 1-1 count. Runner on first. Here comes the pitch. Is taken inside for ball 2. 2-1 count on PVB. The Rojos looking to start something here. And it's taken for strike 2. But you gotta swing the bat in order to do so. Two count. 2-2 pitch. Fly off. Count will remain 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on PVB. It's swing and a miss, strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Here's a bussin'. Or boostin'. Here comes the pitch, though. It's taken for ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1 in there. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 2. And 1-2 count, 1-2 pitch. Incoming, 1 stretch, deal. Oh, ow, a lag hit. Very loud for out number 2. Jordan steps up to hit. Looking to maybe get on, get something going. 2-out rally. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss late on that one for strike 1. 0-1 count. 2 away. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. I'll foul that one off for strike 2. 0-2 count on Jordan. Runner on first is Bryce. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. That'll be the 3rd out, bringing us to the top of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch. As we will take a minute to recognize our sponsor. This segment is sponsored by Larry's Lobster House, serving it fresh since 1968. When a Rojos pitcher goes the whole 9 yards, Rojos fans will receive free side courtesy of Larry's Lobster House, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. We also have, and now it's time to shout out our hard worker of the game, brought to you by Hardware Haven, the place where you put customer first. Tonight's hard worker of the game is Clips, who hit the grand slam, obviously. As now we'll have Jalen step up to hit on the top of the 7th. Alright, as we wait, we're going to go over some MLB scores, as I forgot to continue reading those. As I just say that, they're about to start again. As the Tigers are taking the lead against the Astros 8-0. The Reds lead the Pirates 4-1. Tie game between the Nationals and Orioles at 0. Here comes the first pitch. It's 5-0 Rangers against the Toronto Blue Jays. 1-0 count on Jalen in the top of the 7th. Here comes the wind, the pitch. It's swung on and hammered foul. Not that far, I guess. One pitch. Oops. 1-1 pitch incoming. It's popped on up. Should be a simple play at first for the first out of the inning. As now sets up, Cause takes flight. Take flights. Here comes the first pitch of the inning. Sorry, of the at-bat. Completely off. Vidami has taken the mound, as I forgot to mention. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's fouled off back. Over the bleachers, into the bleachers. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's grounded to second. AFK second baseman incident. And he'll get safe on first. And now that brings up the grand slam hitter, who they probably do not want to face, as that has gone bad. Looking for something, sorry. Runner on first for Clips. AFK fielder is not what you need. As I like to shout out my main league teammate, J-Rod. Loves AFKing. 1-0 count on Clips. Where he wants to be here. Here comes the pitch. Swung and missed, 1-1. Um, 1-1 count. 1-0 in the inning. Runner on first. Here comes the pitch. Taken outside, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's swung on and hit to left. Caught for out number 2. There's nothing big from him. Except that. Except for that. I guess that was typically a big hit. And there's Hayes Bad. He's 3 for 3 today. Looking to make that 4 for 4 probably. I would assume. Here comes the pitch. Taken low for ball 1. And pitch is taken for strike 1. I think I was not paying attention. 1-1 pitch is deep to left field. That one's way out of here. Into the past the bullpen. As that's a 2-run shot from Hayes Bad, making his day 4 for 4. Scoring ahead of him is Cause Take Flights. A long homer. Forgot to put his home run. As that was a nuke. And now here comes good. I don't even know how to say that. How do you come across that? Making that a 10-0 lead, which is definitely going to make this game practically over unless the Rojos can find some sort of rhythm. As it's 1-0. pitch from Vidami. Swung on a miss for strike one. Swung on a miss for strike two, sorry. For the third pitch of the at-bat. 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch is incoming. And here it comes. Taken low for ball two. Good eye. Fouled off. Count will remain 2-2. And it's swung on a miss for strike three. That'll be the final out of the inning. Finally. Start. Oops. 7. And now we move to the bottom of the seventh. The pitcher, Vidami, looking to maybe get a run back from what he gave up. He gave up 2. Oh well. Bottom of the seventh. Oh man, alright, we're going to take this time to look at some more MLB scores, some updates. The Rays lead the Diamondbacks 3-1, the Phillies lead the Mets 1-0, Red Sox lead the Yankees 4-0, Royals and White Sox tied at 0, Cubs and Brewers tied at 0, and we'll go back to the top, see if we got anything new. Nothing new that I'm aware of. I'm going to say the same. We sit and wait for the new pitcher to take the mound. It's Cause Take Flights, the man who just scored ahead of the home run hitter. Vidami up to hit. As here comes the pitch. It's swung on and blasted. AFK center fielder, it'll get past. He'll wake up. That's going to be a triple for sure. He rounds second, heading for third. And he'll get to third safely for a no-out triple as he'll turn the corner and stay at 3. I need to update that. Runner on third now. The first. Why does it keep putting runs on the team too? My bad. There shouldn't be runs there. Sorry. Here's Cryptic. First pitch of the at bat. It's taken for ball 1. 1-0 count. 0 for 2 today is Cryptic. Looking for his first hit. It's hit. That's going to be his first hit for sure. And that'll even score a run to get them on the board finally. It took until the bottom of the 7th, but they got it. That'll put a runner on first now for Aiden. Here comes the pitch. 0-1. This will take it. Strike 1. A 1 pitch is popped on up. Shortstop may get there. He's gonna touch second because the person on first is incompetent for the first out of the inning. I won't be updating the scoreboard for a second. You gotta give me 1 sec. My apologies. Give me 2 seconds here. 0-2 count. Alright. There we go. 1 away, 0-2. Runner on first. Strike 3. That'll be the second out of the inning. There's Zoozle. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Score is 10-1. A blowout. And here comes the pitch. It's hit. Well, that's going to get down for a hit. That'll put the runners on first and second now. Here comes the pitch. It's Bryce hits it, and he's going to take it to third for an easy third out of the inning. Bringing us to the top of the 8th. We have 4 more half innings of baseball. Sports are cool. Steps up. He's 1 for 3 today. And it swung on a miss for strike 1. Boston up 10-1. Swung on a miss for strike 2. 0-2 count on the Sports are cool. And he'll swing and miss for strike 3. That is not looking my fault. Here's Bobby up. He's 2 for 3 today. I'm exhausted. Here comes the pitch. It's popped up. The catcher should get that. Catcher Aiden catches it for the second out. Here's E.E. Godzilla. Two away in the inning. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Here comes the pitch. It is taken for ball 1. 1-1 count. I'm losing my energy a little bit. Phew. 1-1 pitch is hit to third. That should be a pretty easy throw across the diamond. Is in time for the third out, taking us to the bottom of the 8th inning. In steps PVV, who's 0 for 1. Here comes the first pitch of the inning. Pitcher winds, deals, taken for ball 1. One out count. 1-0 pitch is hit well foul, but overall it's a foul ball. 1-1 count. Taken for strike 2. A swing and a miss for strike 3. They cannot seem to catch a groove, as they only have 1 run. Here's Bussin. Like, what is that name? Here comes the wine. Never mind. He'll step off. as we have a break here, news from the MLB. Jacob Mizorowski is thrown at a 105.5 mile per hour pitch. Absolutely crazy. And Pete Armstrong made contact. And there's one away in the inning for the Rojos. As we're still sitting here. He'll step on the mound. 15th pitch for him coming. Right about now. Here comes the pitch. It's taken for strike one. There's hopefully going to be brighter games in the future for the Rojos. Because this is not what they're looking for. 0-2 count. And this pitch is swung on and missed for strike three. 2 in the inning for a man making his first at bat. RDR3 Mania. What are the name? I'll foul it off. For strike one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Never mind. Okay. You just gotta keep stepping off the mound. Yeah. Wonderful. Pitch the ball, man. Come on. 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike two. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Wind, stretch, pitch. Swung on and missed. This will send us to the top of the ninth. The last inning of spring training, round one. Here's Demon Wolf on his first at bat of spring training. Vidami stays on for the ninth. Throws a pitch way high. 1-0 count. Swung on a miss for strike one. 1-1. Strike two on Demon Wolf. Taken for ball two. 2-2 count. Two pitch is my bad. Hit to first. And it'll get taken to first for out number one. And here's Jalen up to hit. He's 1 for 2 today. Taken for ball one. One 0 pitch from Vidami. The wind, the stretch. Taken for ball two. 2-0. Vidami 2-0 pitch. Swung on him for strike one. And he'll swing and a miss for strike two. 2-2 count. They'll take it high for full count now. Jalen battling. And he'll hit it. That's going to get down for a hit. He will stay at 1. Yes, he will. Sorry. And that will bring up Cause Take Flights. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. And it's hit and play. Throw to second in time, but he'll be safe at first. Second out. Here's Clips, the one who obviously hit the grand slam back in the 5th, I'm pretty sure. Clips, swing and a miss. Pitch low. Taken for ball 1. 1-1 count. And I'll foul it off for strike 2. 1-2 count. Can Clips battle here and get something? Here comes the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. That'll bring us to the Rojos' last chance in the bottom of the 9th. This game is pretty much concluded. Bringing up Vidami. As we know, it's 10-1. Pretty impossible comeback. Especially in 1 inning. They're going to keep him on the mound to go for the rest of the game, probably. Here comes the first pitch to Vidami. Wind, stretch, pitch. Taken for strike 1. Here goes the 0-1 pitch. It's taken for strike 2. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's swung on a miss for strike 3. First out of the inning. The Bengals are 2 outs away. Bringing up Cryptic 1 for 3 today with a single. Cryptic takes strike 1 in the top right corner. A 1 count, a 1 pitch is swung on and hit. That's going to get down for his second hit of the game. He'll get to first safely. Bring up Aiden. Aiden steps into the box. Here comes the pitch. It's taken inside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. The wind, the stretch, the deal. It's hit well. Warning track. It's gonna one hop off the wall. The throw to third is he's gonna be safe. He was so close to being out, and now runners are on second and third. for Asterisk. Here comes the pitch. It's hit. That's going to get down. That's going to score another run for them. Possibly two. He's going for it. And he's going to be there. As he will not throw it home. He maybe could have had him too. Bad decision. Gives them 2 runs, making the score 10-3. Bringing up Vidami's dad. Alright. Strike 1. If I swear this is actually something. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Taken outside, ball 1. Good take from there. Good shit. Here comes the pitch. It's hit well. That's foul though. For strike 2. This could very well be an old, maybe. I have no idea. He probably wouldn't play in the APU if it wasn't. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. The wind, the stretch, the deal. Swung on and missed for the second out. And the Bengals are 1 out away from concluding the ballgame. Here comes Bryce. Looking to get something good going. This game could very well be over now. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and hammered. High and deep. That's going to get out of here. Bryce has gone yard for a 2-run homer. Goodness. That's a good homer. A home run will make it 10-5. They've cut the lead in half. I mean, they could come back. You never know. It's very unlikely, though. Alright. Over the wall. Here's PVB over 2 today. Looking to change that. Take ball 1. One pitch is swung and a miss for strike 1. Here comes the pitch. It's fouled off into the Rojos dugout. And the Bengals are 1 strike away from taking round 1. Here comes the pitch. There it is. The Bengals will take their first game of spring training, as all powered behind that grand slam pretty much, and all the other RBIs. This was SBC on, sorry, this was SCSN on SBC. Thank you for joining us on this fine evening, and have a good night.